Hey, welcome to day 95 of GetDownAndDoIt.com challenge to do 100 push-ups a day. So, 95. So that's pretty cool. We got this week left, and then we're on to the 10,000 point. That's pretty exciting. It's a little dark down here tonight in the basement because we had a Halloween party. I had all the bulbs changed to colored bulbs. I think in the last video I showed, you might have seen that. I think they were green, but I don't have them all replaced yet. But anyway, 95 is a cool number to me. There's a lot of highways named 95. A lot of beltways that go around cities named 95. This 95, that 95. Washington, D.C. has a highway going through it called 95, which goes down south and I think up north. And what else? There used to be a radio station in St. Louis called KC 95, and it was a classic rock station. Matter of fact, every time I hear the song Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones, I always think of KC 95, which I don't probably doesn't even exist right now. But back then it was like this cool station, and they had this pig. That was their mascot. It was called Sweet Meat. I think that's what it was called. And anyway, that was one of the cool stations back in the day. So 95 is a good number. It's a lot of breath, because like I said before, I've been trying to elevate myself during that last set of push-ups. And instead of doing regular ones with my hands on the floor, I've been doing deeper ones with my hands up on those 5-pound juggling balls. So that's still going. You know, somebody made a comment the other day on my Facebook page. You know, here I don't think I really ever talk about anything. I just talk about, hey, I did some push-ups. That's about it. It's not that exciting to me, but anyway, somebody made the comment that, hey, you know, you can make a book out of this. And I don't think I'll ever make a book out of this. But I thought, well, what would there be to make a book out of? I've only had like 5 original ideas, and at most that would fill up a couple of pages. You know, like 20 pages or 50 if I really BS. But not like a 150 or 200 page book. But then just by chance, somebody forwarded an ebook to my wife today about rebounding. You know, the little mini trampolines that you jump up and down on. And that book was like 250 pages long. And I think she even ran out of paper when she was printing it. It's so long. I thought, wow, if somebody can write a 250-page book on rebounding, then I suppose you could write a full book about just push-ups. But that would be so far down on my to-do list that I don't even really envision doing it. It's not really something I'd rather do. I have 100 other things I'd rather do before that. But it is kind of a novel idea. But then again, you know what they say is anytime you have a 1 in a million idea, even in America alone, that means there's 300 people like you out there with that same idea. Because there's 300 million people in the country. So in terms of the world, there'd be like 6,000 people out there just like you with that same idea. So you really have to come up with a 1 in 6 billion idea for it to truly be novel, which is pretty unlikely. So it just goes to show you that most of the things that you think aren't really that original, even if they seem original. It's just the nature of the world, I guess. But I like to think that some of the things, some of the thoughts I've had have been kind of original. But anyway, you know, that reminds me of a point. I remember when I was in high school, and I used to play in a rock band, and I remember having a conversation with this guy Rich, who's actually a friend of mine on Facebook still. We just kind of reconnected a little while ago, and we were talking about how frustrating it was to try to write songs, because it seemed like, you know, all the best chord progressions were taken, all the best songs were already written, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't think that's true at all. I mean, especially nowadays, I just feel like if you want to write a song, you just sit down and write one. I actually find that to be pretty easy. It seems ridiculous, though, because there's how many millions of songs in existence. It probably is. They probably aren't original. But I don't know. It actually seems pretty easy now to access that type of creativity. So I think that's a good sign. That I'm heading in the right direction anyway. So that's one thing that's changed, I think, since high school is I don't have that outlook anymore, that bleak outlook. It just seems like now there's no end to the possibilities that are out there. But I don't sound very excited about it. I know it's because I'm trying to be quiet right now because, you know, there's people sleeping in the house and I'm trying to be respectful of that. But pretty excited about that, actually, that topic. Anyway, so this is day 95. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 96. And that will only be 4 days away from the big 10,000. And go from there. So this is Jim from GetDownAndDoIt.com. Oh, and by the way, if you want to read an interesting article, I wrote an article about what happens to your body when you drink alcohol on Pure Jivan's blog today. That's an interesting one. And I have one coming up this week, which some people might find interesting. I met this guy, and I'm going to interview him. I've been emailing him back and forth, who eats about 50 pounds of chocolate a year. And so I'm going to interview him. So if anybody's interested in chocolate, that might be something good to check out later in this week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I'm not sure when I'm going to run that, but that ought to be pretty cool. So anyway, this is Jim from GetDownAndDoIt.com, challenging everybody to do 100 push-ups a day, 5 days a week. Take your weekends off. Take care, everybody. Bye.